Welcome to Thursday's edition of Hosting the Morning, live from Studio 2, Wave 105.9 and 99.9, your entertainment and information center in Belize. O.J. Rington, Joe Bradley. We're sitting in Studio 2. We're operating from the foothills of the Bell China Bridge right there in Belize City. It's a Thursday. It's the 24th day of October 2019. O.J., good morning.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Belize.
Yes, the Guardian is out. Get a copy of the Guardian and the headline article in the Guardian. Historic race for UDP deputy leader, and then the dengue bleeding, the SSB, and then new schools in Cayo, new preschool in Belmopan, and groundbreaking for school in Cayo. But television coverage provided by Wave Television, CBC Channel 54, CCV Channel 11, Southern Cable Network Channel 43, Dangrega Cable Vision Channel 54, BMN North Kurzol Channel 11, North Vision Channel 10, Centaur Cable Channel 31, St. Charles Cable Channel 54, CTL Cable in Mascal Village. First thing in the morning is carried live on Sugar City Radio 103.1 FM and East Radio 104.9 FM in Orange Walk. You can also find us using the MadLab Radio Belize app, which you can download on your Apple and Android devices. Wave Radio and Wave TV is live every day on our Facebook page, Wave Radio and Wave TV. Find us, like the page, and tune in every day. It's Thursday, the 24th day of October, and we'll take a look at the weather. The information is at 6 this morning. The general situation, a moderate easterly airflow prevails over the area. The 24 forecast for Belize and its coastal waters. Sunny with cloudy spells today and partly cloudy tonight. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated except for a few more over the south tonight. The winds east at 10 to 20 knots. The sea stay choppy. The outlook for Friday and Friday night is for isolated showers or isolated thunderstorms except for a few more in the south. The temperatures are high today along the coast, 86 degrees. Inland 92 degrees, in the hills 81 degrees Fahrenheit. The lows tonight along the coast, 81 degrees, inland 73 degrees, in the hills 68 degrees Fahrenheit. The tides, a high tide occurred this morning at 24 minutes after 6. Another high tonight at 31 minutes after 7. A low tide will occur this afternoon at 12 minutes after 1. Another low tomorrow morning at 16 minutes after 1. The sun rose this morning at 48 minutes after 5, will set this evening at 25 minutes after 5, while the moon will set this afternoon at 6 minutes after 3, sorry, and it will rise tomorrow morning at 12 minutes after 3. And now your tropical weather outlook. A tropical wave over the Yucatan Peninsula has a low chance of becoming a tropical cyclone as it moves west-northwestward. Elsewhere in the North Atlantic, the Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico. Tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 48 hours. We want to say thanks to forecaster Smith and the Belize Weather Bureau for providing us with today's weather information. Yeah, OJ, it's Thursday. The Guardian is out. Get a copy of the Guardian.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Joe, as a matter of housekeeping, as you say, the headline article is that the historic race for UDP deputy leader, but that gives us the opportunity first and foremost to remind family members that the deadline for application, that the National Convention will be held on February 9th, 2020 at the Belize Civic Center. But before we reach that historic date, that
you have to apply.
The deadline, yes, you have to apply. The deadline for applications for the 5 positions open in leadership for the UDP is this Friday. So we have 2 more days at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have the leadership. We have the leader, the position for first leader, the position for second leader,
the chairman,
the vice chairman, and then the party leader. All right?
5 positions.
5 positions.
Senior positions.
in the party. So, if you're interested, so far we have seen that nothing but spectacular candidates have put in their names for these positions. So, we welcome others as well if they're interested in bolstering this democracy we call the UDP, United
Democratic Family.
You understand me?
Truly democratic, you know, you are the scene of the PUP, you know.
Democratic. So I know that, so far, as a matter of reporting, I don't know, you know, I know that the Honorable Patrick Faber and the Honorable John Saldiva have expressed there and have stated officially, but I'm not sure if they have officially put in their application yet. I don't know, but I know those who have stated their intention to bid for leader. I know that both for the first deputy leader, both the Honorable Tracy Panton and the Honorable Hugo Pat have put in their applications for the first deputy. I know for second deputy, the Honorable Beverly Williams has put in an application. And for chairman, the Honorable Michael Perfit has put in his name as a candidate for the chairman. And so, as of 7:30 a.m. this morning, maybe 8 o'clock,
things will change.
Those are the names that we have for these positions. And so, again, we are happy that we have in the good UDP persons of this caliber to contend for the leadership positions in the party, and so we welcome that. And again, if anybody is interested in any of those positions, go ahead, put in your name.
Tomorrow, 5 o'clock.
You have until tomorrow 5 p.m. to put in your name so that you can be a part of the leadership of this party.
You know, OJ, I know when we some months ago, when the ad was put in the Guardian, we read it. It looked like a long time away, but we had enough time. You know, we're given enough time to choose, and then now you have the 25th, and then the 9th of February. Enough time, and so that's what I like about the United Democratic Party. Truly democratic. And and the process is transparent. Everybody can see, you know, they have all this and that, and no, you'll put in people submitting their name for different positions, and on the 9th at the Civic Center, the convention
will be held, and where the people will decide. I can say from my, and hopefully that will change in the near future. I would hope that even more members of the United Democratic Party family would have a say in these leadership positions, meaning that there would be an even greater amount of persons who get to participate in the process. But we're not there yet. Our constitution does not call for that. Hopefully, maybe maybe after we've gotten over this hurdle, that can be one of the first things that we look at in terms of changing, because
it is basically each constituency have what, 15 delegates.
Yeah, 15 plus the standard bearer, so 16, and then
you got
and then
members from
the alternates,
municipal body and that kind of thing.
Yes.
So it comes up to about 500. It's about what?
460, 470, depending on how it depends on it changes, because like you said, depending on whether or not there are certain ones that they're not existent forever. For example,
the municipal
we had municipal governments, they get seats, they get votes if they are elected municipal government. And for example, there might be persons that wear two hats, and so you can only vote once. For example, I remember in one instance, Dion Leslie, who was both a city councillor, but he was also the chairman of the Freetown constituency. He had only one vote. You understand me? You need to decide whether or not you're going to vote.
You can only vote once.
You can only vote once. True democracy, you can't.
Yeah, and you know the other day here, make you take this call. Call up, good morning, you're live. You know the other day, the PUP, they make a lot of noise, and this one registered at number 1 Kelly Street, and you know live there, and a whole lot of thing, right? My thing is, you have one vote. And I would have one problem if you tell me the man register Kelly Street and the register here and register here. The man you got one vote, and the same thing in our constitution, the UDP, when we have for convention and you're voting, you can only vote once. You can't wear two hats and vote twice. You can only, even the leader, example, Mr. Barrow is the leader of the party, and he's also the prime minister. He's
two votes.
So right. Well, even Mr. Barrow
only gets one
can vote once.
Correct.
And so true democracy.
Great point.
You know, you say so from the top, way the top.
Great point.
You got two positions, but you can only vote once.
That's right.
Democracy at its best.
Yes.
The United Democratic Party. Whether no, I do something no can knock you here. So anyway, yeah, so that's it.
And so, like you said, let's see. Let me try to touch this button. Maybe you not got a magic. No.
Cooper.
No, Carl. No, I don't think what happened is.
No, deal.
Deal is connected.
Right. Gone.
He's doing it from some other area in. But yes, so once again, reminding everybody about the deadline tomorrow, and that the convention will be held on February 9th, 2020 at the Belize Civic Center. Mm-hmm. And you bring up a point, Joe, which will last week, and I see it here in the newspaper on page 4. Page 4. As you know, on Monday of this week, the chief magistrate Sharon Fraser handed down her decision in the challenges made by the PUP standard bearer Marconi Leal, and I think it was 59 voters he was challenging on the Belize Rural North voters list. And the judge held that him as the objector, that he did not present an iota of evidence to even let her have anything in consideration for her to say that the burden of proof, which would displace the presumption of the Election and Boundaries Department having done a proper investigation and placed a person on the voters list, had not been displaced. Mm-hmm. And secondly, that there was another person who joined him to give testimony, and the Chief Justice again said that she found that both of them were neither credible. Chief Magistrate was neither credible and that they had motives which would not allow them. We have them now. Go ahead. Let's
Carlo, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Yes, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
This is Reverend Angela Truth, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I just want to lift up the Honorable Edmund Castro this morning in Jesus' name, okay, to the great Jehovah. That man is a very hard-working man, very strong man. The man is a true lion, and he forever will represent the Reed neighborhood. So just let that be known. One love.
Okay, my brother. Thanks. Yeah.
Yes. So as a matter of update, I've been reliably informed that both the Honorable Patrick Faber and Jan Saldiva have officially submitted their names as an application for leadership. So, but I was saying, going back to what I was discussing so far as what happened on Monday, that the judge found that she supported my submissions, which were that these persons, because of their testimony, were neither reliable and they had motives for challenging these voters, and therefore it could not be relied on as credible evidence to displace the presumption of the court that the Election and Boundaries Department had done their job and that these persons were duly placed on the voters list. And after the interview, one of the reporters had asked me if I feel that people should, if the PUP or persons should, or anybody at all should continue to challenge voters, any voter on the voter list. And I said, my response was yes.
Yeah.
Because, and again, the distinction is that if you genuinely feel, that's one, because many of these things are done out of malice, without any evidence to support their objections. And therein lies the problem. Just simply doing it out of malice. Because if it is that you genuinely believe you have evidence and you know for a fact that, and you have evidence to support the fact that you know a person does not reside at a residence, nor, because, and again, people can have multiple residents in a, and I think most people, or many people at least, have multiple residents in a modern environment. You might be here in Belize City, but you have a second family where you stay consistently in Belmopan, or you work in Belmopan, and so many times people have multiple places that they live, and so it is, you cannot rob someone of their democratic right to vote because you feel as though they should register at the place you know that one of the residents you know that they reside. Again, a person has a choice to register where they live, where they say that they live, so long as they can show the Election and Boundaries Department that they have resided there for in excess of 3 months, and they can register there. So I just wanted to bring that up, Joe.
Well, you know, OJ, and on the same thing, in law, you've got to prove beyond reasonable doubt.
Well, it depends on. It depends on. Doubt, so, no, well, it depends, you know, because so again,
if you're not genuine.
Well, on right? This one, the threshold is on the balance of probabilities, which is much lower than a reasonable doubt, because yeah, it's much lower than reasonable doubt. But because you're dealing with something as important as a person's democratic franchise, you know, it's on the balance of probabilities, but on the higher, it is on the higher end of that bar, on the balance of probabilities, because it's so important, but it's lower than the criminal standard, which is beyond a reasonable doubt. But again, so everybody remains on the Belize Rural North voters list. And again, I looked in the newspaper just now, and I say all of this because again, challenges are coming up again. If it is persons feel, I think that it is November 13th. If you look in this wonderful newspaper in the center,
the Guardian,
in the Guardian newspaper in the center, why am I trying to steal your one, Joe? We don't have to share. It's on page 24 and 25. Well, 22. It starts from page, yes, page 22. So again,
Corozal Bay.
Yeah. So it's from the 22 to 25, right? So you can see the.
Well, at least you know that all will happen that once you register, then it goes to the court.
The revision court. So on the 13th of November will be revision court for all of the constituencies throughout the country. So it would be for all those persons who have sought registration during the month of September to October. I believe it's from the 15th of September to the 15th of October. Persons who registered between that time period, there is a period that persons who want to object to persons who registered during that period can object, and those objections will be heard on the 13th of November. So I'm just helping people to understand this whole cycle. So this is where many of the cases that you've seen us go to court and to examine the voters list. This is where it begins. This is what the revision notice, and then after that, persons can go into their, if you are a registered voter in that constituency, you can challenge any voter in that constituency. And the next round of challenges is going to be on the 13th of November.
Okay.
Will be heard on the 13th of November, I should say. If there are no challenges, then the list just goes forward. But if there are challenges, then that is when we have to go to court to hear those challenges. All right.
Okay. So that's on the 13th of November.
13th of November.
That's the next date revision.
But Joe, in other news, we can see on the second article on the headline is that dengue bleeding the SSB. And that refers to the fact that I think that on page 2 that the SSB has said that this year has been a record year for dengue, and that there has been a tremendous dengue outbreak, and that has resulted in a record number of payouts.
293 claims.
We have a caller, so we'll go to the call and then we'll.
Caller, good morning. You're live.
Yo,
hello.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes.
Speak up a little louder for us, please.
Are homeless people barred from voting in this country?
Kindly repeat your question.
I'm asking if homeless people are barred from voting in this country. The reason I ask, if you're homeless and you want to register to vote, then you have you decide which address you want to use. If you have to provide an address, am I right?
Yeah, you have to provide an address where you reside. Yeah.
Right. So if you choose to use somebody's address, in this case, like for example, this big hullabaloo about multiple registrants from the same address. So I'm just saying that if you're homeless, you should be able to, pick any address you want, providing you get the permission or the authority of the homeowner to use that address. And that shouldn't be a problem as far as I'm concerned. Am I right?
Yeah, because you have a right. You have a right to vote.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
An interesting question, caller.
Let the PUPs understand that they shouldn't be worrying about address. Again, like Joe indicated, one person, one vote.
Yep, and I will tell you something, Carla. One lot of them, we refer to as homeless, register right in Fort George. One lot of them. And I'll be honest, though, a lot of them.
But,
and they don't make no noise about it. Because when you see election there, you see a lot of them with the PUP shot. But, like you say, but it's a very interesting point, OJ, that is something, we need to look at. Yeah, but back to the dengue.
Yes. So, as you can see that, like they said, they had a record number of claims. In fact, the most claims ever have been were recorded in the month of September, meaning this last month, 293 claims.
824
for dengue.
Boy, a lot.
And for instance, they said that. Oh no, I was trying to find a comparison for the figure, but that has resulted in a payment for this year in some $163,686. Right? So we're having a serious problem with dengue, which was kind of one of the reasons last week. Well, not one of the reasons. It is not because of the payouts for Social Security, because Social Security and I are not working in partnership. But I know that dengue is a serious issue, and as you know, over the last few weeks because of the delay, because of the extended dry period and drought. When the rains came down, there has been a total onslaught. There has been an invasion of mosquitoes across the country. As one health inspector explained to me, it is that usually the eggs, they hatch in stages. So, you know, when the first rain comes down, the first set of eggs hatch. Second rain comes down, second, third. But what has happened is when because the first rain comes, there's an invasion, and so all of them are basically coming at one time right now, and the rains have been continuous as you've seen, and that has resulted in a tremendous amount of mosquitoes and an invasion of mosquitoes.
The headline of the article, dengue bleeding the SSB.
And so that was one of the reasons why last week we had a dengue awareness and cleanup campaign in Freetown, and we did some, and as a part of that, what we did was, one, we shared with residents, especially in the area of my constituency that is most at risk when it comes to these mosquitoes and dengue, and because of the living conditions there, you know, it's the area that is developing the most there in phase 4. It is the part that is growing. It is the part that some areas don't have infrastructure, and so and a lot of the areas have breeding grounds. And actually, it is because during my walks I noticed children playing in the water. I noticed a lot of things. I said, you know what, I think that people don't really understand what are the dangers of these things, and that is why you see the record number of cases for dengue, because I think you can't blame anyone, but you can take your own precautionary measures. You know, ensure that your direct area does not have any mosquito breeding ground. Ensure that, you know, you try to wear either long clothing or mosquito repellent if you live in an area which has an overwhelming amount of mosquitoes. Do certain things to prevent the disease. Make sure that your yard doesn't have any containers and any water and things like that. Or do your best, because some people simply can't avoid it, which is another thing that we're going to try to deal with, to help those who might have huge amounts of water in their yard and simply they just don't have it filled up. And so last week, I don't know, James, if you could have shared some of the photos that we had. So during that time, what we did, we partnered with now I will tell you, so a little bit of politics now. We reached out to who we thought were the three partners to do this. The one, obviously, the community members, persons from the actual constituency, and the members of the community welcomed it. Persons joined us on the cleanup, and as well they welcomed us into their yard, because what we also did was we partnered with the Ministry of Health, and what we did was to provide insecticides for the breeding grounds. So there are certain tablets so where we had large pools, there is a tablet that they have. I don't know what is the technical scientific name, but there's a tablet that we just you throw into the water where it's large pools of water, where it's huge pools of water. For smaller pools of water, we had as you can see, like there we have the application bottle that we would just spray into the smaller breeding grounds. And we actually had invited as well the Belize City Council, because it is actually their responsibility to ensure that the garbage is picked up, that, you know, the streets are fixed, and that, you know, these sanitary conditions are adhered to, or they should be one of the partners. Regrettably, they said that they could not do it that weekend. I have been waiting for the last 2 weeks for them to respond and say when would be a appropriate alternative date. So we went ahead and did this one without them, but I am still now waiting for them to tell me.
You wait for now till election time. When you got any program for do in your place, you invite them. If you not come, you work, because make I tell
of course, well, that is what
the PUP is not about serving the people, you know. The PUP is about serving themselves. And if you man, make I tell you something. And I've always said this, and people say, oh, Joe Bradley, you like repeat yourself, but make I tell you something. the only time we have seen massive development in this country, massive caring for the Belizean people, the under our UDP government. So you could invite PUP from now till you're dead.
Well, I think, and that is...
And not waste your time.
And I think you said it perfectly correct, Joe, that we will continue to do our work and we will continue to invite them to partner with us, because it is their responsibility. We will continue to level our complaints. Again, I note it is the 1-year anniversary of me having sent a letter to them about the street conditions. Most of them have the responses to that have gone unanswered. I had a meeting with the mayor, but yet we have not had any type of intervention.
You got bad street, you got rain. You see the man, he need a carnival. He need a brad. Them man, they no look at PUP, no got no love for Belize. So when you do your thing in your area, Bali, you invite them. If they come, they come. You can't make a tell us son. When they come, they want to disrupt your program, you know. Because they want to come with a blue and white shirt and all kind of craziness. So me Bali, invite them. If they come, they come. Just come and tell the boy when we invite the PUP, they not show up. Don't. You look at you just did enough. I lived a Freetown, you know how much years. I tell you for the last about 20 years of my life I lived at Freetown. The only time I see Francis Fonseca in my area that when they cut the ribbon for Chetomal Street when Darrell invited her. And he cut, and as he done, he gone. The man, they look at them man, no got no love. The man got too much coconut operation. The man no got no love for no people. So make I tell us something, my brother. As a friend of yours, a good friend of yours, as a voter in the area, no make the PUP disrupt your work.
Of course, and I think you said it perfectly correct, Joe, is that we will continue to invite them, because I think that they are an important partner in the developmental community. They should be there. It is their responsibility to be there. It's responsibility to be there. I think this is our 5th cleanup campaign. And we have invited them on every single instance, and they have failed to show up on any of the instances. This is our 5th. We've gone from we've tried to visit every single zone.
You see, when you got thing,
Kings Park.
Cut your shot,
go ahead, brother.
You see, when you got thing in your ear there. You remember one time Van had to apologize to you because of what he say.
Yes.
You didn't invite them in one thing, and then they accuse you that they do something. Tell you that's what they're about. Because I tell you something, the People's United Party right now, no one get involved in anything that benefit Belizeans. You see when we build the Civic Center. Johnny Bray saying, oh, a $30 million basketball court. The PUPs will never be involved with anything that benefits the Belizean public. They never get involved in anything you're doing, because here what happened. Whatever you are doing will help you to win the next, and help the United Democratic Party to win the next general election. And so everything we do, we are doing it for the people. They want bad mouth too. Simple. And you watch it. Everything you can eat street. Then they tell you, oh, you're going the PUP, then they build house for man. Make I tell you something. The Honorable Tracy Tega delivered 22 homes the other day. They never said 22 UDP. 22 families. I think the Guardian had an article. I believe that the Guardian should put 22 Belizean families. And I say one average family about be about 5. So when you look at 22 families, you look at 110 people now got somewhere they could call home. Last night I was looking at the news and I saw where Hands in Hands Ministry provided a 2-bedroom home for somebody on Holy Emmanuel Street. And they were saying that 8 people in that family. So now I average it at 5. But if you got You see?
Much
yes.
larger.
So when we build homes, when Tracy or anybody from this government, when this government boots the build house, when they provide home, we don't provide home for PUP or UDP. We are providing homes for Belizean. Look at me and one of my friend. Me and one of my friend. They got a big argument the other day because my friend they tell me say you see that lady there? That pretty eye one there, that a big PUP. That this, that. I tell a man, listen to me. Make we take this PUP and this UDP thing out of this. The Miss Tracy Tiega, Miss Tracy Tiega provided 22 homes for 22 Belizean family. When we did the thing, when we did build road, you know, say, well, see this road there, this cemented street, on the UDP if you company it. Man, one of the first street we did, when we did in City Council at Queen Street.
Yes, so correct.
One of the first street we did at Queen Street.
Of course, because it's important.
Bam.
It's an important street. Not because the PUP headquarters is there, but because
no, the PUP. Look here, you see how long, you see how dirty and how bad for we street the front time stand, the UDP, because the PUP said the UDP. One of the first streets we did was Queen Street. And Queen Street, you got the PUP headquarters, or used to be there, because that are the office where part the supporters they meet. Then the members don't meet there, no, because Johnny Brisset no office not there, no. Johnny Brisset no office they up so. Cordell Hyde no meet there either. Here then they talk about the poor and the poor and the poor. They don't meet that Queen Street. They meet up at the big house up so. Right? But I'm saying to you, my brother, coming back, you want to do your thing, you do your program, and you see how the people ain't come out their program.
No, of course. And
you see the amount of young people with the support you.
And
you go right there, man.
And I must use this opportunity to say thank you to all the members of my team who came out and worked in the sweltering sun hot. Man, it was absolutely hot that day. If you see us still well sunburn up, you know, we were deep. In fact, some people, and sometimes when you begin doing these things, you don't really and truly understand how appreciative persons will be for it. I mean, the persons that they genuinely appreciated the fact that we were there, helping them clean their yards, helping them spread the insecticide to try to at least alleviate some of the pressure. They genuinely were men. Thank you so much. I would never believe that we would see someone here, and so for that, although you begin the process by saying, you know what, it is a small effort. For persons, it is an absolutely huge effort. So I think that it was. So I want to first and foremost thank the young persons on my team, who my youth arm, who it was their idea to have the cleanup campaign. It is they are big on environmental issues, on health issues, and therefore it was their idea to have the cleanup. I must also thank the members of the community who came out, participated, welcomed us with open arms, and last but not least, I want to thank the Ministry of Health, and especially those health officers who joined us and assisted us in the process, who provided us with the information, who assisted us in actually the application of the insecticides, taught us how to use the equipment, educated us about the chemicals, about the handling of the chemicals, and so we're truly grateful for all of them, for partnering with us in the venture. And so again, it is not going to be the last. I know people from other phases are like, when are you going to reach here? Again, it is not our job to do so. Should be something that the city council is doing, but we can't wait and say, oh well, I've told people. We can't say, oh, that's your job, but we won't do it. As a part of the community, we are trying to do our part to try to alleviate one of the biggest issues facing persons right now. Again, going back to the SSBP, it is record number of persons. I don't think we understand how big the issue is right now with dengue in Belize, and so we were just trying to do our part, and we will continue to try to do our part to alleviate this problem.
2025-360, 2025-361. OJ Rington, Joe Bradley will be right back after the short commercial break.
Thank you for calling Data Help Hotline. How may I be of assistance?
Miss, I need help. I can't live without data. I need it first thing in the morning, when I eat, when I did at work, before I go sleep. I need more data. Help me, please.
Calm down. You don't need help. You need Digicell's new prepaid data plans. You now get more data in all their plans, up to 130% more. And they already include GST.
Fit true?
Very true. Thank you for calling the Data Help Hotline. Now stop worrying and go live your best life with Digi.
There's no need to go across the border to enjoy sun, sand, and crystal blue waters. Belize's northern islands and reef are just a boat ride away. Go slow and immerse yourself into the Caribbean Sea, or enjoy some fresh coconut water. Or pick up the pace on an island where locals can enjoy sandy beaches by day and feast on your fresh catch by night. Discover the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef and submerge yourself into another world where you can experience a traffic jam you will want to return. You can also make new friends along the way. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
If you have a baby on the way, here is what you need to know about maternity benefit. It includes both an allowance for 14 weeks and a grant, which is a lump sum of $300. The basic requirements are: you must be employed, you must have at least 50 paid contributions, and you must have continuous contributions leading up to delivery. To apply, a licensed doctor certifies the expected date of delivery. The employer completes the salaries record. Submit your completed claim form as soon as possible. After giving birth, submit your continuation claim no later than 3 weeks after delivery. If the mother does not qualify, the father of the child may qualify for the maternity grant. Want to know more about maternity benefit or grant? Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
They say money makes the mail run, so when you need it to run at lightning speed, go with the Pro EMS. Express Mail Service is the worldwide post office brand of its speed mail. Your item is received at one of our counters and quickly and reliably flown to its overseas destination within 2 to 3 days. EMS is available in Belize 7 days per week. Rest assured that you're in good hands, because tracking, signature, and delivery confirmation can be monitored on the internet. The best part is EMS is at least 40% cheaper than anyone else. So why pay more when the best, the Belize Postal Services EMS, is available for far less? EMS, for speed, economy, and service you need when you need it.
Blackout?
Oh, but outside light up.
Wait, did you pay our light bill?
Today was really hectic. I didn't have time to go all the way over there.
Over there where? You only needed 2 seconds to type pay BEL $48 and send that text to bank at 2265.
Oh really?
Boy, you forget we are now connected to Heritage Bill Pay Service. We can now text to bank at 2265 from anywhere, anytime to pay our bills. And Heritage Bank does not charge for this service.
Convenient and free? Let me text bank to pay this bill, because tomorrow might still be hectic.
Remember to add on more for reconnection fee. And next time, just use Heritage Bill Pay to avoid this problem. In fact, text 2265 again and pay for phone and water one time.
Just text 2265 and pay your bills on time with Heritage Free Bill Pay Service. Heritage Bank, the bank that gives you more.
everybody, let's go to Benny's. Benny's your number one store. You got that right. For your money we give you more. You got that right. So no need to shop at any other place. Our style will serve you with a smiling face. Looking for the best shopping place for the summer. Benny's is the store for builders and plumbers. With all the different sizes of construction steel at unbeatable prices that is so real. As your number one store in town, anything you need it can be found. Benny's your number one store. You got that right. For your money we give you more. You got that right. So no need to shop at any other place. Our style will serve you with a smiling face. Air condition to keep your office and home cool. A wide assortment of fans and name brand tools. Appliances, accessories, bathroom and kitchen cabinet. So many other things that we don't mention yet. All these and good treatments you will never forget. Check Benny's, make you the asset. Benny's your number one store. You got that right. For your money we give you more. You got that right. So no need to shop at any other place. Our style will serve you with a smiling face. Colorful paints and every style of tile. We are put your house and your family in a style. Many things we got, we are make you smile. Things we are last you a long, long while. So hurry up, don't make them hold you back. Anything you want, we got. So run, come, come, we got it in a stock. Benny's your number one store. For your money we give you more. So no need to shop at any other place. Our staff will serve you with a smiling face.
Saturday, November 2nd, IT Vet Compound, it's Wave Punta Fest. The best of the best in Paranda and Punta Rock on one stage. The world-renowned Garifuna Collectives. Mr. Aye Seawheels, the legendary Ben Caetano, the godfather of Punta Rock, Chico Ramos, the living legend Boots, the Titiman Flores, the energetic Harlem Youth, the Sheriff Taprick. All the way from Los Angeles, California, Mr. Afro Punta, Little John, the silent assassin Reckless, the X-Band, Sweet Pain Band, and the General himself, Super G, on one stage. Saturday, November 2nd at the IT Vet Compound. Doors open at 9 p.m. for the annual Wave Punta Fest. This will be sick.
Come on, come all to Team Saldiva Leadership Launch on the 3rd of November 2019. The event takes place at the Belize City Civic Center beginning at 9 a.m. Dynamic speakers and live performance by Super G and Reckless, all backed by the Youth Connection Band. Enough prizes and surprises. See you there. Honorable John Saldivar for Party Leader 2020. The way forward.
From flying and crawling insects, you need a cure. Super short top skills insects for sure. Short tops blue for flying insects. Short top screens for ones that crawl. Always value for your money. Short top silver gets them all. From flying and crawling insects, you need a cure. Super short top skills insects for sure. From flying and crawling insects, you need a cure. Super short top skills insects for sure. Short tops.
Shortux, Go, and Ministry of Health reminds you to protect yourself, your family, and your community from Zika, dengue, and chikungunya by emptying out all containers with water from your yard.
Distributed exclusively by Grace Kennedy Belize Limited.
The Public Utilities Commission informs the general public that the PUC provides the service of licensing wiremen. Licensed wiremen are required to inspect, construct, repair, alter, or do any work whatsoever to any part of any electrical installation connected or intended to be connected to the public electricity system. The requirements to become a licensed wireman are to sit and pass a wireman exam managed by the PUC, a fee of $20 for sitting the wireman exam, a valid police record, a copy of diploma or any additional certification, 2 ID size pictures, 2 references from licensed wiremen, a fee of $10 for application for the license after passing the exam. Exams are conducted at the PUC office on 41 Gabriel Lane on Wednesdays and Fridays. Exam results are given within 1 week after taking the exam. Persons failing the exam cannot retake it until after 1 year has passed since their last sitting of the exam. Please note that the Electricity Licensing of Wiremen Regulations, Chapter 221, Section 3.3 states that if a wireman fails to renew his license for a consecutive period of 2 years, then he shall on subsequent application be required to pay the license and test fees. This means that after 2 years of not renewing a wireman license, the license is not only expired, a wireman will need to come into the PUC to apply for a new license and retake the exam. For a list of licensed wiremen, please visit our website at www.puc.bz. For more information, please feel free to visit our offices at 41 Gabriel Lane, Belize City, call us at 223-4930, or email us at info@puc.bz.
Give me travelers, oh na na, give me, yeah, yeah. Give me travelers. I want you to give me. Oh gosh, travelers, your liquors them just stay so good. Telling the truth and that's no lie. Oh, I'm telling you that's no lie. Belize and the rum just makes me say ooh. Give me travelers.
Enjoy, travelers. Of Belize, born and good here. When Belize and Swahili, we drink from everything. Born in Belize, brewed in Belize. I read Belize and they still get from everything.
Pelican, the beer of Belize, the best tasting beer in Belize.
Whether you're chipping on the road or by the beach in relax mode, whether you're playing mass or take a wind-up pass, when your body is feeling rude, you come to fit, enjoy the mood. This is all you need, let your spirit come alive. Carnival is always carry. Carnival is always carry. Always carry, never too far away.
On your FM dial, stay riding the wave with the livest DJs. All hits get played. The latest updates and news events. If Wave ain't playing it, then it don't make sense. So you know where to go for all the info. All favorites gets delivered from young to old. It's not hard to dance to. Everybody got soul. Keep it locked. 105.9 Wave Radio.
We are a peaceful country.
Welcome back to Thursday's edition of Hosting the Morning, live from Studio 2 Wave 105.9 and 99.9, your entertainment and information center in Belize. O.J. Rington, Joe Bradley. We're sitting in Studio 2. We're operating from the foothills of the Bell China Bridge right here in Belize City. It's Thursday, so 24th day of October 2019. With us in studios, we have Sister Clara, we have Miss Marlet Lacayo and Miss Renee Pennell. Ladies, welcome to Hosting the Morning.
Oh, good morning.
Yes, man, and we'll be talking about the new venture at Palote.
That is correct.
Tell us.
All right. So, Palote High School, as you know, Belize, we are always up to something, but up to something good. And so, we are about to let you in on the biggest secret, and we don't want it to be a secret anymore. We want to build a new auditorium and a music conservatory. And so, as a result, we will be having this grand raffle. We have a Nissan Frontier 2020 that we're going to raffle so that we can kick our project open and started. And so I will let Sister talk to you a little bit more about this project.
Okay.
Good morning, Belize. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We all know that Palotti is an all-girls high school. We opened our doors in 1957. And the school started in the attic of the convent that has been demolished now, because there were needs. Students wanted to get an education, and so Palotti opened its doors. So over 62 years now we have been in existence, and we have graduated over 3,000 young women. Currently we have 410 students enrolled, and we try to provide healthy and supportive environment where students are equipped with a holistic education in order to function in a global world. Since 62 years, we have had the same auditorium 50 years plus. And if you find people taking back their children, graduates taking back their children to Palotti, and they sit in that auditorium for a meeting, the last thing they would say, this auditorium never changed since I was coming here. And indeed, we have not touched anything about the auditorium, because every time it floods, the water gets under the building, or the building is underwater. So right now the foundation is like a shell, because the soil has been eroding as it floods, and our stage, the bottom of it has been rotting. And so it's really not the right place where we could entertain all our children and our parents. So in order for us to continue preparing our students holistically for the global world, we converted 2 of our classrooms to accommodate the music classes.
Just let us take this call. Caller, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live. Hello.
Good morning, Sister Clara.
Good morning.
You know this voice?
Not really.
This is Michael Finnegan.
Oh, Mr. Finnegan, good morning. I haven't heard from you for a while.
I don't make rice and beans for a long time because you don't keep in touch with me. Look like you don't want me help.
No. As a matter of fact, I'll be knocking your door.
I don't cook rice and beans.
Not eat rice and beans anymore, though.
And I make the best rice and beans in the world. I don't care what they say.
We know that, very much so.
And I love your school. What you're promoting now for your great school, so I cannot say.
What I'm proposing, an auditorium and conservatory building.
How will I raise the funds to get that?
Well, right now, that's why we launched the raffle with the vehicle, and we hope to find other venture. And of course, I was going to come knocking at the doors of all Palatine family members.
Right, so and how is the raffle going? What are the process of the raffle?
The process, it's $50 a ticket. We have 2,000 tickets, and of course, as I said, we have over 3,000 graduates. And if each graduate would just take a ticket, we would have more to sell.
Well, as I say, and I will not take 1 ticket. We will take 4.
Very good. 4. We have it.
So you could send knocking at me door for a $200 check.
Thank you, sir. God bless you. And may your wallet never run dry.
and whatever we can help you, we will help you. So you are great to my child.
Thanks, sir. We really appreciate
to my little girl.
Yes.
Always remember that.
Yes, I know. Agassi was such a good child indeed.
I wonder what happened when he grew up, man.
When he grew up, big sister, I don't know, but when he did. Good morning, sister. So how we are getting in touch so that you can get what you should get?
Just call the school 224-4886.
I think you got my number. Better you call me, you know.
What's your number?
The whole of Belize I know it.
I will give her Uncle Mike number.
Yes.
I will give her Uncle Mike.
Good.
Orson, I get the number.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I'll give her.
Okay, sister, you have a great morning. And who are the two ladies with you?
Hi, Mr. Finnegan. I am Marlette Lacayo. I teach at Palote High School. I teach religion to first, third, and fourth form students.
And what do you teach?
Religion.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm also a graduate of that precious institution of mine. Yes.
And the young lady?
Hello, good morning, Mr. Finnegan. My name is Rena Pennell, and I am a proud fourth former of Palote High School.
And I know sister is proud of you for the very fact you got you this.
Of course. Cherish every child that comes to our school.
Okay, good morning then, sister. Good morning, teacher. Good morning, student.
Good morning, Mr. Finnegan.
Thanks for the call.
Okay.
Awesome.
God bless.
Yep. And yes, sister, back to the
Oh yes, I was saying that we converted our classroom to the music where we do the string. We have percussion, vocal, voice, as well as string. And so it's very much needed. This was Sister Therese's dream, that she wanted a conservatory, but it never happened. So we decided that putting the auditorium, we have the conservatory. And so that's the purpose of our fundraising.
Sister, why music?
Music? Well, I could have Mr.
Elrington
say something about it, because he's a product of Palote Music School as well.
Okay.
For clarification, I did not go to Palote.
You are alright to participate.
I have long hair but didn't go. But yes, indeed. As I was telling sister outside, and she spoke about Sister Therese, for about 10 years of my life, I actually attended Palote Music School from maybe the age of 4 to about 14.
Okay.
I played the violin, and in fact that was my first introduction to music. Before, we always spoke about it, Joe, you know, in fact.
I know,
I played,
I was trying to figure out how you got involved with Palote.
Yeah, well, you know, I like Palote too, you know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I actually started with music at Palote Music School. That is where I started to play my first instrument. That's where I got my introduction to music theory and everything. And I spent 10 years there under the tutelage of people like Sister Therese, like she said, who was the everything when I first got there. She was, I don't know how it expanded since then, but when I first got there, she was both the teacher, administrator, everything for the music school. So she taught me violin. She introduced me to the violin, and then thereafter, along with Mr. Young. I know you know Mr. Young.
Oh yeah.
You know, Mr. Young as well, who
Junie.
taught me. Yes, better known as Junie. So I learned the violin there, and I was a part of the orchestra, the junior orchestra, which actually came out of Palote. So like Mr. Finnegan, even if normally I would not want to support, I am forced to, because I always told
you're
you
a product
of Palote Music School, and I am forever grateful to the lifelong lessons that they taught me. Again, they taught you discipline. My daughter actually just started violin last week. I never know Palote still have it. So I might have chosen Palote, but they don't go that. And the first thing the teacher actually was telling her was teaching her the discipline, understanding this is how you stand, this is how you hold, this is how you must behave, this you must follow the instructions, you must. So it's a whole. And I remember one of the things I was just telling somebody the other day when we were talking about my dad. I like, why a game we played every single time when we went to violin lessons was Simon Says. I'm like, but what Simon Says has to do about violin? But then afterwards, it's about following instructions, understanding, to listen properly, to not just hear, but you must listen. And so we used to do that game every single week as a part of the group session for Palote. So
maybe on Thursday we have to do Simon Said.
Well, you know, they got quite a few sermons, but the other sermons are the simple sermons. But you know, that's not a discussion.
Yeah.
But yes, I know that of the great work that they've done. So if you include not only the graduates of Palote, but like I said, the graduates of the Palote Music School, that there would be even a greater multiplier of the good work that Palote has done, and so I definitely encourage everyone to support this initiative. I think that it is absolutely great, and again, I must admit what is my bias. This is the school that, as I told them, I used to go for about 10 years, at least 2 to 3 times for the week. And unlike people think, it was not only to visit the beautiful young ladies that go to Palote, it was actually to go and learn violin at that point in time and music. So yes.
Yeah, and tell us, Rena, sorry. You've been at Palote 4 years. What has been your experience?
Well, due to the state that our auditorium is in right now, it's not something very stable. Starting off with the stage, I'm afraid that one day, sooner or later, that we all will go on top of the stage and it'll just collapse with all of us in there. And that is something that I'm glad that Sister Clara has taken the time and effort to think about, and that which is why she's doing the raffle. Also, the amount of students that has enrolled in our school this year has increased tremendously, and the auditorium cannot support all of us in it. Girls are cramming up, literally cramming up side to side nowadays because it's very jam-packed, and the heat, with the amount of heat that's been increasing nowadays, it's very hot in there. And girls have been telling me and complaining that we need a bigger auditorium because it's something that's not very enjoyable at the moment.
Sister,
well, hold on before you continue, Joe, and then, because there's this forever rivalry with SCA and Palote, and SCA just got an auditorium now, so it is, so, I know that must be an incentive somewhere along it. I mean, you can't be going to SCA to have games and then Palote does not have an auditorium of their own. That shifts the balance of power.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I took over in 2005, Palote High School. I have my list of wish lists, and the first one was to build a new building, which we did, praise God, with the help of the Belizean people, our benefactors. So we increased enrollment. More students we can house now. And 2007, I began with this auditorium business. I had my proposal, and I thought, where will I get this money from? So let's finish one thing at a time. So we completed the building probably about 2014. Everybody moved in, the classes. As soon as we finished, we put in. So now the next step is to indeed look at the auditorium, because I have heard parents, when I first took over, parents come to meeting and one grandmother said, this auditorium looked the same when I brought my children and now my grandchildren. Nothing changed.
But I'm sure they'd said it in a nostalgic and in a way enamored about the experience. Not that they broke down, but
Sister, is that the same auditorium that I used to go in way back in? I went to St. John's College in '67. I came out '71, and we had
same one.
Is it the same?
The same one.
Okay.
And
well, if you're talking about 400 students, I know it's very small.
Yes.
So
and it's a part of my memory as well.
We used to have dance them, and I remember good. And then they had, I can't remember the name of the sister, but she had a yardstick. And if you dance, when the soul, the pain, she put a little breeze, pass a little breeze. Anyway, but those were the good days that I remember about Palote. But I could tell you, the auditorium at that time was extremely small. So it needs to be, it definitely needs improvement. So tell us now, this raffle.
Yes.
How do we get tickets? When will the raffle be?
All right. So that's why we are here.
We not bring a picture of the people. James, try get James to show this thing, man. James, can you
maybe some? If you have a digital copy as well, if you have a digital
tickets.
We'll take a picture and I'll send it to James and make
I will purchase 2 of these tickets from you, so you can just pass 2.
Awesome.
Sure.
Well, for those who will be supporting us, and we really are most grateful, everything that Palote does, please know that we're absolutely thankful. And so to get these tickets, Hat Button, only $50. We are covering north to south, east to west, and beyond. And I'll tell you about the beyond shortly. All right, so if you're in Corozal and you want to assist us, go to Rainbow FM on 7th Avenue, or you can go to Uptown Couture Boutique, which is also on 4th Avenue, and you can go to RD's Diner, also on 4th Avenue. So 4th Avenue, Hat Button. That's right. That's right. And if you come down more north and you go to Orange Walk, you can definitely go to the convent, which is the St. Anne Convent, the Palatine Convent there, which is on Church Street in Orange Walk. You can go to the one-stop service station, which is on the Belize Corozal Road, and you can go to the Value Shopping Center in Carmelita Village. So the whole stretch of Orange Walk, you can get it as well. Whole and art. All right. And of course, if you're in Belize City, well, hello, Palote High School. We are there. Feel free, just go to the office and you can purchase. Go to Creative Marketing, as well as Bravo Motors on George Price Highway. So that covers whole of Belize City. If you are west in San Ignacio Town, you can go to the Puma Chucks service station, which is on Bullet Tree Road. And Benkevejo, yes, road. And if you're in South Dangriga, you can go to Bucks Best Buys at Southern Foreshore area in Dangriga. And if you're in Punta Gorda, you go to the Novitiate Nazareth, which is in Forest Home Village. So north to south, east to west. Now, let's say that your faith does not allow you to buy a raffle ticket, because that does happen and we respect people for that, but you still want to support us, you want to assist us. You can also go to Atlantic Bank, any of the Atlantic Bank branches, and you can deposit to account 100313279. So if you're abroad, if you're in a States, Jamaica, London, England, whatever, you can deposit, right? You can make that transfer and do the deposit at Atlantic Bank. You can do so to the account 100313279, and we would be most grateful. So whether you want to purchase a ticket or you just want to support us by giving a donation, we are going to be most grateful.
Sister, you feeling because I get this directly from a sister, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna do it as a contribution, but no, since I think about it, I think
you got the lucky one.
And I got the lucky one.
You send the
touch it for me, to friend. Touch it. You yes, you can take it. So, yes.
Truth, you are the first one.
I'm the first
purchase.
Boy,
wow.
See this
You send him, you send James a picture of him, Jimmy McCree. Yes. Pop it up there.
Yeah,
so tell us, all right, it's $50 for a raffle ticket.
Yes.
When will the raffle be held?
Okay, so it will be drawn since it's a 2020 Nissan Frontier. Yes, it will be drawn on Thursday, the 2nd April 2020.
Thursday,
on
the 2nd
April 2020 on Palote's compound.
Okay.
Yes.
And if you go put up there 2 tickets somewhere else, I will not be able to find them.
You will, then got to stop. You need to put in your stubs.
Yes, yes. Get your, give sister the stubs. Yes, yes.
Knowing me again, just like that, I would forget to put in the stub. Good idea, Joe.
Yes,
smart fella.
Yeah, man.
Despite what people say about you, Joe, I know.
And you think I worry about people? I always say words full of song, not few signifying nothing. Anyway, yeah, back to you. So on April the 2nd,
yes,
at Palote 2020, we'll draw this thing.
Yes.
I'm certain, sister, 62 years.
Yes, sir.
Palote has been serving the country. Will we expect to see Palote in Belize? Well, not me, but my grandchildren see Palote continue to serve people of Belize.
Truthfully, I'll have to be honest. I think I'm the last young sister to spearhead the the school because we don't have any Belizeans sending their daughters to become religious. I know people want that the nuns continue to be present, but nobody wants to give their children to serve God. And so yes, we have graduated 3,000 young women, but out of that, I think only 2 that's in our order that has graduated from Palote.
Sister Lisa being one of them.
And Sister
I know
Consuelo.
Sister Lisa, I knew Sister, we came from St. Ignatius.
Okay.
We went to St. Ignatius together. She was a part of, she went to Palote and I went to St. John's College in 67.
Okay.
And in fact, if I'm not, no, and Sister Alisa and I, we met also at Sixth Form, 71 to 73.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Yes, and
So
Sister
Alisa
Consuelo is the other graduate from Palote, and that's it. You know, I've been trying to ask girls to think about religious life. Hopefully, Rena might decide. I'm putting on the spot now. It is indeed, we have to continue the tradition, and if we could have more young sisters to take over, it would be nice.
But why, Sister, tell us, why is it important that Belizeans, why is it that in I remember in days gone by you had more Belizean wanting to get into this religious life? Why is it that it appear that the religious life is no longer attracting Belizeans?
Well, personally speaking, because I deal with young teenagers on a daily basis, I think the family structure has deteriorated in our country, and it's everywhere in the world. You know, single parents and the children no longer have that. Going to church is like pulling teeth. I know that as a teenager, we all went through the same fight. We don't want to hear God, but our parents tried to pull us so that we could have that values at least. And then when we grow up, we decide. But I think it's the whole family structure in our country. It's very challenging. You have young mothers now that, you know, they don't know how to mother their children. And I want to appeal to our parents that are at Palote, because we have this parenting session where there is no manual to raise a teenager. So it is important if our parents, we invite them to do this parenting workshop to help them how to cope with their teens. But out of the 100 and odd first year students, we'll have 8 parents who showed up at the workshop, which is very disheartening, because this is where we want to help them.
How long is the workshop?
The workshop is just an hour after working hours, which is.
But how many?
We have we have sessions for first, second, third, fourth.
Well, maybe it is that you have to, because just like everything else, maybe it is you have to make it a mandatory thing, because again, it is that, and I think this is something which a lot of parents send their children to school and think that's the end of it for them.
You pay for it, and
that's it. That's the end of the education process, and some, if it's not only education, it begins that uno are raised to be picked now. That uno, if they start to give trouble, any disciplinary issues, they say that what is school they do. So I think that maybe an option would be that, and I think that what you're talking about, and sadly enough, this is, you hope that people understand the value of it, but sometimes people don't know the value of it. And if it is that they know you're signing up to bring your child to Palote, this is one of the requirements. Yeah. So, and I don't know how long, I'm saying maybe if it is something which is too long drawn, it might be too much, but maybe it is that they must attend at least a number of hours, that if it's a 1 week thing or whatever it is, or what if it's a week, that they must dedicate
you're
at least
talking
that
about
hour.
5 hours.
5 hours,
5 hours,
and get that done. You must do it for every year. I think that's not an unfair demand of parents. So maybe it is that they must, when they come in, that they sign up and know this is something that you must do.
I believe that's another way we can do it. But we have tried this now because we saw the result last week, but wasn't too nice. So we decided to add points either to their community service or whatever, so that parents make sure they make an effort, because it is.
You can use either the carrot or the stick. In either the carrot,
the carrot don't work. The stick
And my mom may prefer the stick lot than the carrot. And Bailey does get the carrot, lot of the stick, but very little of the carrot.
But sister, do you think, do you believe that maybe we don't, the religious life is not attracting young Belizeans because some of the religious persons, like yourself and other religious persons, don't get out there, and people don't, well, in your case, the young ladies don't see that your life as a religious is as fulfilling as the life of a person out here. Do you think that maybe one of the reasons could be that you don't promote enough?
We do. That's what we are. We are having Mission Month this month, and the bishop invited us to. We ask our student, the entire Catholic student schools. We have our girls will be going to the Civic Center next Thursday, to close the Mission Month, and we were asked to display our history, our life, so that the students could see what we are about. And yes, you are right. We are aging, and so we don't have enough manpower to go out there to promote, but despite of our age, we need to step out indeed.
So people know, people feel like, oh, well, we know that, like for example, because I was very close to the church in my days, altar boy, my mother took care of St. Ignatius Church, so I grew up close to the church, and maybe people might believe that, oh, you see the sister there, I didn't do a leader pray. And then they're so disciplined, but they don't really realize that you're a human being.
Exactly.
And what you do, you enjoy. You get a lot of self-fulfillment. You enjoy what you do.
If you will permit me to intervene, let me, yes, because I do have good perspective, I think, because I went to Palote. Let me see, this is my 29th year as a graduate, right? Good, yes. So
age good, man.
Oh, thank you. Yes. So one of the things I told my beloved here, I said, sister, because she calls me a firecracker, right? I said, sister, it's not a matter of just wanting people out there like you're flared and like that. But one of the things I have come to realize, being a student at Palote and being a teacher now at Palote, I am able to see both perspectives, and Palote does a lot of good, but people don't know.
Yeah.
And so this is why I am doing this, and I am assisting my beloved here with this promotion, because Palote, the sort of things, I'll give you a very simple example. The student council body, my dear lady here is a part of the student council, right? They run programs all year round, and one of the things they do is a father-daughter day to celebrate the men in their lives, their daddies, their grandpas, their uncles, their big brothers, their cousins who are males. And dads literally came up to me and said, Miss Lakayo, I have never been to a school that has invited me for a program for me as a male. I have never had so much fun on a stage braiding a hair as a game, or playing musical chair and falling down because you had to try push the data out of the way so you could sit down. Things like this. And these are the things that Palote have. People don't see it from the outside. We on the inside, we experience it. The lives of the nuns, I have my ladies right here. I'm their fourth form teacher. I tell them, I say, very shortly, you'll be coming out of the safety of Palote and going out into this big, big world. I want to know, after you leave us, that you can carry yourself with dignity. If you have to stand alone, you will be able to stand without worry. And I keep on telling them, I said, take some time out of your busy schedule and go over to the convent and sit with a sister so you can hear for yourself. When they come to talk to you, I don't want you to sit there looking bored, because had they not said yes to the calling that they did, we would not have a Palote High School. So it is imperative for me that people understand. If you want to see Palote in the next 100 years and more, we do what we need to do for it now. And so wherever I can and I am able to market Palote, I will do so, because I can only do so in a positive light. And that's what I'm telling the sisters, that we can just go ahead and do that, and it will be amazing.
Okay. So, but like I'm saying, I mean, we are here on a radio station. I think it's the same problem the government face. Everybody feels like somebody is responsible to do for education. It's like the same thing as you brought it up, where the kids go to school, and when they get to school, the Palote, the teachers, the sisters there are responsible. But people don't really realize that the learning process is every day, 24 hours a day.
Yes.
And the parents play an important role. And
Absolutely.
I think one of the things we are facing in this country is that parents don't see the role in the development of the child.
I agree.
And
totally.
how do we get that? Maybe OJ's suggestion that you make the training mandatory.
Well, we think about it for next school year, because we are in the school year right now. And I thank you for that.
And the problem with it is that it's not only because, and the school can implement it because they are the ones that have to deal with a lot of the behavioral issues that happen.
Yes.
And then as well too, it is a two-way street, because then if there is this line of communication between the teacher, between the school and the parents, they know that they can express what are some of the shortcomings maybe in the home. For example, if they know that a child, it might be from they don't know what is the child's living condition at home. So if they know, if the parents feel that there is an open communication and that they can be able to say, well, you know what, maybe this child is suffering from some financial issues, so you know what, we will not press it as much, or the school might be able to identify students who are in need of assistance, because you know I'm a politician. So I try to speak to some of the principals in my constituency and say, you know what, if you know there's a child from my constituency specifically that has financial issues, I'm not all-knowing. Help us identify that child and help us to help that child. Right now, just this week, in fact, we're going to have the official opening, and I'm going to go to Palote as well. We're opening an education and resource center in the Kings Park area, which will serve the high schools. And we want to speak to the schools and say, listen to me, it is a small facility, so it's not for everybody. But for those students that you might know who, when they go home, they might not have access to someone to help them with their homework. They might not have someone to help them with the printing of their material. Send those students to our facilities so that we can assist them. But it is that type of partnership. And without that type of partnership, and that partnership must include the parents as well. And the parents must know that they have a responsibility. In fact, they don't have a responsibility. The primary responsibility rests on their shoulders. But if it is that there is this open communication line, and the school has already done so much by providing this facility, because some parents just don't know better. They don't know better. And then you know what is worse than not knowing better? Not knowing that you don't know better. So some people think they're doing what is the right thing for a child. Like they might say, you know what, a bat up, I don't understand why I beat them bad every day. When I don't understand why he still behave so, because as they come home and I punch her in her head, and I don't know what else to do. It, I beat her, it a stick. Actually, that is counterproductive. That is what is actually
What is
causing
also amazing, that I was so shocked when parents says, I'll kick her out of my house. Where do you throw that child to the mercy of the world?
Exactly.
No.
You know, Mr. Elrington, listening to you, I will be waiting for you to come to Palote, because we thought of the same thing. We do a lot of brainstorming where our girls is concerned, and like I said, there is a lot of good happening at Palote, but people don't know it because they are looking from the outside. For example, we saw that same problem that you're talking about with the children not having resources, etc. And so we have study hall. Free. You could print, you can research, you can, we have it. We have the monitors there. And so it is a fight. Even though we have study hall, you still have girls with missing assignments. When you ask them, why didn't you do your assignment? I don't have any internet at home, but you have it at school and it's for free. So stuff like that. So it really begs the question, and I love the idea that you're giving. We don't like using the word mandatory because people like to think that you're being so, but sometimes it is necessary. It is necessary. And yes, and we think of our parents. I think we have really amazing parents, but it's like you said, they need that help because some of them actually don't know better.
They don't know better, and that's the first thing. Like they said, it's like addiction or any problem that you have. The first step, remember, I always talked about this, Joe, about apologies. The first thing is recognizing you have a problem.
Yes.
Some people cannot even reach that stage to recognize that they have the problem.
They feel like everybody else have the problem.
It's everybody else's problem. It's the school's problem. It's the community's problem. It's the police problem. It's the government's problem. It's everybody's problem. But my problem, my child's behavior is not a result of my parenting or not a result of the living conditions of that I created. It is a result of the teachers at Palote, they're too strict, man. I can't believe that they want my child to come actually do homework. Why they want to send them home with so much homework? So again, I applaud the work that you do. As I said to you before, genuinely, this is one of the occasions I can genuinely say, like I said, I spent 10 years having the discipline from Palote. I began like at my most malleable age. I think at age 4, might have been even younger. I know it was when I was in preschool is when I started to go to Palote to learn violin 2 or 3 times for the week. And so we applaud the effort that you're undertaking to build the facility. But beyond building the facility, building buildings are great. But building people, building wonderful, contributing human beings is what is the most important thing. And I know a lot of, if I begin to name the graduates from Palote, I'm sure somebody will say, but you never call my name.
All right.
And they'll be upset.
What is 5 minutes to 9, and you know when you enjoy doing something, time keeps just slips on by. James, could you show us the raffle ticket, and then you could just tell us what is happening, why, put it up for me, James, please.
Yeah.
All right. Tell us, sister. Raffle ticket. It's we're raffling. Palote is raffling a Grand Nissan Frontier. What's the purpose of this raffle?
For the auditorium and the conservatory, purpose building. It's just the very beginning of our fundraiser, so we will come knocking at doors.
Because that will not raise enough money for what you want to do.
No, but it's
that
a start.
That will just bring us at least like 50,000.
And we want people to remember, because a lot of Belizeans, a lot of people don't really know that Palote has been serving this country for 62 years. You've graduated over 3,000 graduates. Right now your enrollment is 410. 410 ladies are there getting a good education, and so we want to ask Belizeans to support this venture, and it's to build the auditorium
and the music conservatory.
Okay.
Palote School of Music.
And again, you're saying that raffle tickets are available
countrywide,
each countrywide, and just run it quickly and tell them where we could get tickets.
Yes, north. We Corozal, Rainbow FM, Uptown Couture Boutique, RD's Diner, Orange Walk, St. Anne's Convent, which is the Palatine Convent there, One Stop Service Station, and the Value Shopping Center. Belize City of Palote High School, of course, Creative Marketing, and Bravo Motors on George Price Highway. If you're in San Ignacio Town or you're west, go to Puma Chuck's Service Station on Bullet Tree Road. If you're in Dangriga or you're south, go to Bucks Best Buy, Southern and Southern Foreshore area in Dangriga. And if you're in Punta Gorda, you go to the Novitiate Nazareth. This is where you get training to become a nun.
And I know that you can't go from here without mentioning your sponsors, because this comes with a lot of help for people. Yes. You want to mention the sponsors? Grateful.
Our great sponsors are Atlantic Bank, Bravo Motors, Simon Kwan, Love FM, Way Printing, Creative Marketing, Benny's, RFNG, Puma, New Broad, Belize City, and Guerra's Engineer.
And next
also, Brothers Habet Ltd.
And let me tell you, I know I can speak for my good friend, the general manager here at Wave Radio. Whenever it is, and it's not too late for an initiative like this, I am sure that she'd be more than willing to support by helping you give advertisement for it. So again, so I see you love FM there. We love FM.
Yes.
Good people, but Wave Radio is the best.
Well, let me say thank you, Wave Radio.
#1 radio station in Belize.
Thank you, Wave.
So please approach Wave Radio, and I'm sure again.
Thank you, Wave. Thank you.
Well, actually, we have an ad, and we want to send it to all media houses that will run the adverts. We already have you in mind. So
okay.
Thank you so
One of the
much.
things I want you to do to me, I mean, I'm listening. Give me a number whereby people could call the number in Belize City.
Okay, 224 48
86, and that's the number you could call.
Yes.
And they give you all information.
Yes.
If you need a state, you call this number.
That is correct.
And support. Treat your taste buds. Good food, good pizza. Moe's Pizza, good 3.5 miles on the Philip Wilson Highway. And remember, Moe's Pizza and Pasta at the Newtown Barracks. Puma Janelle's 5.5 miles on the George Price Highway, where you get value for money. We want to say thanks to Sister Clara, Miss Lacayo, and Rena Pennell from Pelote. We want to ask Belizeans to support this venture. It's a raffle of a Nissan Frontier 2020. It's $50 a chance. Listen, and if you want to get further information, it's 224-4886. You call a number from anywhere around in the world, and you'll get information. Pick up your tickets. It's $50. Tickets are available. Again, we want to say thanks for being part of First Thing in the Morning. Our numbers are 2025-360, 2025-361. OJ Elrington, Joe Bradley. We want to say good morning. We will move out of the studio now, and then we'll make way for Alfonso and Paula, who will be doing the Spanish version of First Thing in the Morning.
As I call it, First Thing in the Morning in Espanol.
And before I go, I want to say a happy birthday to my daughter-in-law, Corinne, who lives in Houston. I know they're listening. So, Corinne, happy birthday. Enjoy your day. Goodbye.
Thank you for calling the Data Help Hotline. How may I be of assistance?
I am a Digicel customer. I used to be able to manage my large data plan, 1,000 megabytes of data. But now, it just not work. I had to watch more YouTube and Facebook videos. Not talk about Snapchat and Instagram stories. I don't know why people post so much. I have to watch.
But ma'am, don't you know that you now get 700 megabytes more in your new large data plan?
700 megabytes more?
Yes. So you now have 1,700 megabytes of data for just $12 to do even more of the things you love. And that already includes GST.
Wow, that's great news.
Indeed it is. All data plans now come with more data, so everyone can live their best life with Digi.
If you have a baby on the way, here is what you need to know about maternity benefit. It includes both an allowance for 14 weeks and a grant, which is a lump sum of $300. The basic requirements are: you must be employed, you must have at least 50 paid contributions, and you must have continuous contributions leading up to delivery. To apply, a licensed doctor certifies the expected date of delivery. The employer completes the salaries record. Submit your completed claim form as soon as possible. After giving birth, submit your continuation claim no later than 3 weeks after delivery. If the mother does not qualify, the father of the child may qualify for the maternity grant. Want to know more about maternity benefit or grant? Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Saturday, November 2nd. IT Vet Compound, it's Wave Punta Fest. The best of the best in Paranda and Punta Rock on one stage. The world-renowned Garifuna Collectives. Mr. Aye Seawills, the legendary Ben Caetano, the godfather of Punta Rock, Chico Ramos, the living legend, Boots, the Titiman Flores, the energetic Harlem Youth, the Sheriff Taprick. All the way from Los Angeles, California, Mr. Afro Punta, Little John, the silent assassin, Reckless, the X-Band, Sweet Pain Band, and the General himself, Super G, on one stage. Saturday, November 2nd at the ITVET compound. Doors open at 9 p.m. for the annual Wave Punta Fest. This will be sick.
Come one, come all to Team Saldiva Leadership Launch on the 3rd of November 2019. The event takes place at the Belize City Civic Center beginning at 9 a.m. Dynamic speakers and live performance by Super G and Reckless, all backed by the Youth Connection Band. Enough prizes and surprises. See you there. Honorable John Saldivar for Party Leader 2020. The way forward.
They say money makes the mail run, so when you need it to run at lightning speed, go with the Pro EMS. Express Mail Service is the worldwide post office brand of its speed mail. Your item is received at one of our counters and quickly and reliably flown to its overseas destination within 2 to 3 days. EMS is available in Belize 7 days per week. Rest assured that you're in good hands because tracking, signature, and delivery confirmation can be monitored on the internet. The best part is EMS is at least 40% cheaper than anyone else. So why pay more when the best, the Belize Postal Services EMS, is available for far less? EMS for speed, economy, and service you need when you need it.
Blackout?
Oh, but outside light up.
Wait, did you pay our light bill?
Today was really hectic. I didn't have time to go all the way over there.
Over there where? You only needed 2 seconds to type pay BEL $48 and send that text to bank at 2265.
Oh really?
Boy, you forget we are now connected to Heritage Bill Pay Service. We can now text to bank at 2265 from anywhere, anytime to pay our bills. And Heritage Bank does not charge for this service.
Convenient and free? Let me text bank to pay this bill because tomorrow might still be hectic.
Remember to add on more for reconnection fee. And next time, just use Heritage Bill Pay to avoid this problem. In fact, text 2265 again and pay for phone and water one time.
Just text 2265 and pay your bills on time with Heritage Free Bill Pay Service. Heritage Bank, the bank that gives you more.
Vamos unidos en armonía, juntos y unidos, una sola familia. Levantémonos y paremos fuerte para todos nosotros. Mi tierra es el mar.
Muy buenos días y bienvenidos de nuevo a otra en su edición matutina de Fosting the Morning, versión en español. Buenos días, Alfonso.
Hola, buenos días. Buenas morning.
Sí, no nos tenemos que olvidar y darle crédito a lo que nos dijeron. Así que buenos morning a todos. Ayer estábamos platicando acerca de el programa de las consultas de terrenos. Y justo ayer miré que la caravana, le vamos a llamarle en esto,
las oficinas móviles.
Las oficinas móviles del Ministerio de Terrenos estaban en la aldea de Shaibé. Este es distrito de Corozal. Y creo, si no me equivoco, Shaibé está en su división del ministro. Y
es la aldea más grande
de su división.
Y creo que una de las aldeas más grandes del país.
Sí, y pudimos, James, si nos puedes compartir las fotografías que conseguimos. Estos son de los terrenos que ahí están las oficinas móviles instalados en la aldea de Shaibé, y la gente tomando la oportunidad para hacer sus arreglos de terrenos, o tal vez alguna pregunta o inquietud que tengan acerca de su propiedad, su pedazo de terreno que tienen. Como
es mi aldea donde crecí, ¿sabes, Paula?
¿Shaibé?
Sí.
No,
Shaibé está muy cerca de mi corazón, porque ahí es donde vive mi familia, mis tíos viven en Shaibé. Y te voy a decir que esta situación de problemas con terrenos es algo que en Shaibé se ve bastante, porque la gente usualmente tenían terrenos, pero nunca tienen tiempo para hacer los arreglos de traslado, o de aplicación para lease, o aplicación para propiedad. Así que esta oportunidad de que llegó el Ministerio de Terrenos en esta aldea, en mi aldea, creo que es bien apreciado. La gente está bien contenta de que estos servicios están llegando hasta su casa.
Y en una de las fotografías pudimos apreciar al ministro en ello, tenía una camisa verde, atendiendo a una persona. Así que podemos ver, como hemos visto en las otras fotografías, en las otras áreas donde ha estado los oficiales, donde ha estado las oficinas móviles de la oficina de terrenos. Están las personas que son bastante importantes, los que firman tus documentos, los que pueden contestar tus preguntas. Y como bien mencionas, Alfonso, estos problemas de terrenos, lo que pasa especialmente en áreas rurales, y Shaibé no sería la excepción, bastantes de las aldeas, que lo que pasa es que hay muchos de nuestros abuelos, de nuestros padres que creen, que crecen con esta creencia, que cuando tú tienes tantos hijos, a veces escogen al menor o al mayor, que va a heredar mi terreno y mi casa. La persona muere y no transfieren los documentos. El hijo se queda con el problema porque no hay nada de documentos. A veces anteriormente, hace unos años atrás, no existía ni siquiera como le dicen, un authorization, algo que les dé, algo que les diga, pues sabes que sí, en mi plena conciencia yo le estoy cediendo o le estoy dejando esto como herencia a mi hijo, fulano de tal, para que él tome posesión de mi casa y de mi terreno. Y en esos tiempos había más, incluso yo creo que hasta ahora ese es uno de los problemas que existen en el departamento, y esos son los problemas que se están tratando de resolver. Y ahora sé que muchas personas aún así solo dejan algo que dice, pues sí, yo se lo dejo a mi hijo. Entonces, por lo menos de esa manera tiene un documento legal que está firmado por un juez de paz, que diga, pues sabes que
pero a veces las personas que están dejando terrenos de herencias, a veces las mismas personas que tienen posesión de esos terrenos no tienen los papeles para
legales,
para decir que sí, este terreno es mío, no es mío, o lo que sea, y entonces se lo heredan a otra persona pensando que es algo que formal o legal, y al fin y al cabo termina que cuando intentan de conseguir los papeles es muy difícil, porque nunca ha habido papeles para esos terrenos y ese tipo de problemas. Por eso nos encanta que el ministerio y el ministro está haciendo estas visitas casi semanalmente en las aldeas a través del país, para que se resuelvan estos problemas que tenemos. Y mucha gente tiene esos problemas, y estos problemas ahora se están resolviendo.
Sí, exactamente. Es igual como dices, Alfonso, y tenemos, no nos sobra a nosotros decir que si usted sabe cuando la oficina de terrenos va a ir a su aldea o a su comunidad, que tome la oportunidad. Si usted no está legalizado todavía con sus papeles, no tiene sus papeles en orden, entonces toma la oportunidad. Esa es la mejor oportunidad que el ministro y el departamento de terrenos le están brindando a la gente para que resuelvan sus problemas, que lo que tiene que ver con terreno. Ya resuelto con documentos en mano, ya usted no va a tener ningún problema, que si lo quiere hipotecar o quiere hacer coneo, ya los documentos legales están en su nombre. Así que tomen la oportunidad de cada vez que escuchen que están en su comunidad o en su aldea, no pierdan la oportunidad si es que sus papeles de terreno no están en orden.
Otro, ¿tienes más de qué?
El otro uno que me tocaba, miré que hubo una ceremonia en Belmopan.
2.
Actualmente yo tomé nota de uno, y sí sé que hubo otro, pero el que me llamó la atención fue uno para una escuela, creo que para párvulos, lo que le llaman un pre-primary school project. Y James, tal vez nos puedes facilitar. Esto es financiado por el Banco Caribeño de Desarrollo y el gobierno de Belice, junto con el Ministerio de Educación, Juventud, Deportes y Cultura. Esto es el sign, como dicen, donde el rótulo donde se va a construir, se tiene en mente el propuesto sitio donde se va a construir este proyecto. Podemos apreciar al ministro de Educación, Patrick Faber, la jefa oficial ejecutiva del ministerio, Carol Babb, y el alcalde de Belmopan, porque ese va a estar directamente en su comunidad. Así que ayer rompieron los terrenos para ese propuesto proyecto que se va a llevar a cabo allí en Mountain View.
En Mountain View, Hillview, cerca de Intelco Hill, al este de Intelco Hill, me dijo
y cerca del área de las flores.
Sí.
Área de las flores. Así que esto es todo para el desarrollo infantil, para la educación del desarrollo infantil, y el trabajo del ministerio continúa fuerte para darle ese énfasis en la educación a nuestro futuro, ¿no? A los niños que van a ser el futuro del mañana. Así que, como dijimos, la oficial de educación principal, Carol Babb, y el alcalde, junto con el ministro de Educación, Patrick Faber, ellos son los que rompieron los terrenos para este proyecto.
Y como habías mencionado, Paula, esto es para una escuela preprimaria o como preschool, como se le dicen, para los niños de esta área. Hace un par de años, mientras James encuentra las otras fotografías que también se llevaron a cabo en el Cayo, en San Ignacio, Santa Elena, también se rompió el terreno para la construcción de una escuela también. Okay. En esa área, groundbreaking en el área de Santa Cruz, en Santa Elena, para una escuela preprimaria, y para también una escuela primaria.
Ok, así que son dos.
Son dos en esa área. Esto es parte de un proyecto, o más bien el desarrollo de la educación en Belice, en el cual en esta área, en el distrito del Cayo, van a haber 9 escuelas nuevas construidas en este plazo, o a un corto plazo, porque hace un par de años el Ministerio de Educación hizo una encuesta en el cual se dio cuenta que hay necesidad para la construcción de escuelas en áreas particulares. Digamos, aquí en Belmopan la escuela preprimaria va a servir al área de Salvapan, de Salvapan, las flores, Salvapan y esas áreas que están
son aldeas aledañas a Belmopan.
Sí, y en esa área, en esta área en donde van a construir esta escuela preprimaria, no hay escuelas en el cual los niños pueden atender. Así que la encuesta que hizo el Ministerio de Educación hace, creo que hace 2 o 3 años, se dio a ver que hay necesidad de la construcción de escuelas en áreas particulares, y identificaron Santa Cruz, en San Ignacio, Santa Elena, y también esta área de Mountain View, para que pongan las escuelas. Acuérdate que ¿quién fue? Creo que el ministro Aragón hizo una llamada acá también para decirnos
porque
que
en ese mismo proyecto existía donde también se vio la necesidad para la escuela secundaria que se va a construir en Carmelita, que eso también es un proyecto que tiene el Ministerio de Educación. Eso fue en el mismo estudio, en la misma encuesta que hicieron, así que ahora el ministerio
está ejecutando
este gobierno está haciendo los proyectos que el estudio demostró donde se necesita, de la necesidad.
En San Ignacio, estas escuelas están fundadas por el Caribbean Development Bank, el Banco de Desarrollo del Caribe. Van a ser en total 22 nuevas escuelas preprimarias a través del país de Belice, y 35 escuelas primarias. 11 escuelas se van a construir van a empezar este mes. Entonces que el trabajo del ministerio está algo avanzado, o se está avanzando, porque es la necesidad de estas escuelas es súper alta, porque hay lugares en donde el acceso a la educación es algo más difícil para unos niños que los otros. Entonces, al llevar una escuela en donde están los niños, el acceso es más rápido, es más corto, y es más cómodo para los niños. Sabes que uno de niño, o los niños cuando suelen ir a la escuela tienen que atravesar largos terrenos o largos calles, y se exponen a riesgos que necesariamente no debían de tener. Así que cuando el ministerio decidió poner estas escuelas, es para levantar el acceso, o más bien asegurarse que los niños tengan más acceso a la educación en su área en donde viven, para que no tengan que atravesar largas distancias para llegar a la escuela para recibir su educación. Como había dicho, esto fue parte de un estudio que el Ministerio de Educación hizo hace un par de años. Ahora están ejecutando los proyectos. Como dije, el viceprimer ministro, el señor Patrick Fava, dijo que 35 escuelas van a ser construidos con $80 millones del Banco de Desarrollo del Caribe.
Sí, y como dices, Alfonso, esas áreas donde se está viendo la necesidad para construir esas escuelas, es como bien mencionó Alfonso, hay unos niños donde escuelas preprimarias o escuelas primarias no existen en esas comunidades, y hay la capacidad, los niños y la cantidad de niños que necesitan ir a la escuela y tienen que viajar largas distancias para poder ellos ir a la escuela. Así que el gobierno está viendo está viendo la necesidad y está haciendo ahora, facilitándole eso a los niños, porque como bien mencionamos, este gobierno está preocupado y ve la necesidad y está respondiendo en donde la necesidad se requiere, donde se ve la necesidad. Entonces ellos están viendo que estos sean los niños que tengan acceso a esa educación primero. Como dijo Alfonso, hay cierta cantidad que van a empezar empiezan desde este año para darle inicio a lo que sería este proyecto de la construcción de escuelas preprimarias, escuelas primarias, y en esos caen también escuelas secundarias algunas.
Del Guardian, estoy leyendo directamente traducido, dice aquí: el Ministerio de Educación ha empezado la construcción de 11 escuelas nuevas para este mes. Según el viceprimer ministro, algunas 35 escuelas serán construidas con el uso de 80 millones de dólares del CDB, del Banco de Desarrollo del Caribe. En los cuales 22 nuevas escuelas preprimarias formarán parte de la construcción. El señor René Montero estuvo presente ayer cuando rompieron el terreno y
inauguración.
Para el comienzo del proyecto. Igualmente, como habías mencionado, la señora Carol Babb y el viceprimer ministro, así también como otros representantes de las áreas. Tenemos ahí a Miss Bernadette Fernández, que es una conciliara del San Ignacio y Santa Elena. El señor Boyton también estuvo ahí. El señor a la derecha, no estoy muy seguro en su nombre, pero me parece que también es un conciliado de la alcaldía de San Ignacio y Santa Elena.
Y el ministro Montero.
Así es. Estos proyectos, Paula, son específicos para dirigir los problemas que tenemos en educación, del acceso de educación en estas áreas. En nuestro país está creciendo y está creciendo por números altos, grandes números, y se ve la necesidad de estar haciendo este tipo de inversión para que cuando siga el crecimiento de nuestra población, no nos encuentre con los pantalones debajo, ¿no? Que ya estemos preparados para la explosión del número de estudiantes que van a entrar a las escuelas a través del país.
Y más que nada importante, como dijimos anteriormente, el hecho que estas escuelas los niños no tengan la inconveniencia de tener que viajar tan lejos y solamente a una corta distancia van a tener acceso a estas escuelas, ya sea preprimarias o primarias o escuelas secundarias. Ya no tendrían que viajar tanto para ir a la escuela. Creo que es algo bastante importante, es bastante recomendable para el ministerio, porque está haciendo, poniendo donde debe de ser, no solamente hablando y diciendo, está demostrando que se está cumpliendo con hechos, se está construyendo estas escuelas para los niños que lo necesitan, y de esta forma incluso la mayoría de la población aquí en Belice, creo que el margen de personas que no saben leer y escribir ya es mínimo. Ya es mínimo, y eso es el objetivo del ministerio, que todo individuo sepa leer y escribir y pueda defenderse por lo menos, y tenga acceso a lo que es algo primordial, algo básico para un ser humano, la educación.
La inconveniencia, tú bien sabes la inconveniencia de personas que viven en largas distancias de asistir a la escuela, es algo que afecta completamente la educación de un niño. Digamos, si vives a 2 o 3 millas de la escuela de la que atiendes, tienes que levantarte más temprano. Tienes que asegurarte que después de que termine la escuela, llegas a la casa más tarde, tienes menos tiempo para hacer tu tarea de la escuela, y te afecta completamente y totalmente la posibilidad de que tú salgas adelante con tus estudios y con los grados que consigues. Entonces, al llevar estas escuelas en donde están los niños, disminuyen el problema que se presentan al estar viajando tanto por tantas largas distancias. Entonces tenemos que darle las gracias al ministro y al Ministerio de Educación por el enfoque que tienen en expandir el acceso de educación en este país.
Y como bien mencionamos, Alfonso, no podemos olvidarnos como el uno de Belmopan, el que está en Mountain View. Hay 2 comunidades que la mayoría de esas comunidades son donde hay una concentración de inmigrantes. Entonces estas personas también van a tener ese acceso a esa educación. Esos inmigrantes que están ahí, que han conformado ahora estas comunidades, ellos son como dicen, lo que forma, lo que es esta comunidad. Hay entonces ellos ya no van a tener que irse hasta Belmopan, ya está cerca de su comunidad de ellos. Así que es algo que teníamos que mencionar, y como bien dijo Alfonso, son donde se vio la necesidad, ahí es donde el ministerio y este gobierno está poniendo énfasis en esas áreas.
Como había prometido, creo que ayer prometí que iba a hacer una investigación sobre el impacto que el dengue tiene en el país, y hablé con unos representantes del Seguro Social, y me dijeron que ahorita el board, el Social Security Board, está diciendo que de entre enero, dame unos segundos aquí, Pablo, para que no esté reportando mal, porque lo que tengo aquí en el Guardian no refleja lo que es.
Estos son casos de personas que
enero a septiembre del 2018, el año pasado, eran 57. 57 casos. De enero a diciembre, 125 casos de dengue, en el cual el Seguro Social tuvo que pagar, y pagó una cantidad de $8,738 para personas cuando se enferman. ¿Sabes? Cuando te enferma, el Seguro Social paga
los que hacen su contribución.
Bien. Ahora, el periodo de enero a septiembre, que es el mes pasado, de enero a septiembre, han habido 824 casos. 824 casos de que estamos al mes número 9 del año. El año pasado eran 125 total.
Eso es casi.
Este año sí es 8 veces más.
Sí, 8 veces más de la cantidad del año entero del año
los reclamos
pasado.
en contra del Seguro Social, el cual ha hecho que el Seguro Social haya pagado $163,686 para las personas que han hecho sus reclamos al seguro. El Seguro Social dice que en septiembre de este año, solo en septiembre de este año, han habido 293 reclamos, los cuales es el cual es el más reclamo que ha habido por el dengue en la historia del Seguro Social. Así que debemos tener esto en cuenta, que tenemos que estar vigilantes, tenemos que
tomar medidas,
siempre tomar medidas para que nos aseguremos que los mosquitos, los vectores, el Aedes aegypti no se propague. Y tenemos que mantener nuestras yardas limpias, asegurar que el mosco no tenga en donde reproducirse, ¿no?
Sí, y más que nada son medidas que, como yo bien mencioné ayer, prevención es mejor que cura, porque usted se evita la enfermedad, y solamente son simples medidas que usted puede tomar en su casa. Como yo veo, como en las aldeas hay personas que cierran su casa, los que no tienen el screen que le llaman, entonces cierran temprano o están haciendo spray antes de cerrar para asegurarse que el mosco no esté ahí. Usan el mosquito coil también, que es un tipo repelente que lo queman para que se vayan los mosquitos. Son cosas...
Cualquier medida que uno pueda tomar para que se asegure que los
no
moscos
no
los contagie, estamos bien, porque es algo, digamos, si me enfermo yo, no puedo trabajar. El problema es que voy a necesitar dinero, y como estoy pagando el Seguro Social es lo primero en lo que voy a dependerme para que me paguen a una porción de mi salario. Y lo que la gente no se ha dado cuenta, que los pagos ahora que está haciendo el Seguro Social son más. Acuérdate que hace un par de meses, en julio, subió la contribución de las personas al Seguro Social. Entonces me han dicho que a causa de esto, los pagos que las personas que están recibiendo son más de lo que hubieran recibido si no hubieran hecho el aumento o el ajuste de contribuciones, ¿no?
Sí, y es bastante cuando lo vemos de una manera, que cuando hubo el aumento o el ajuste, como Alfonso dice, bastante gente se quejó, pero tenemos que ver también que cuando usted se enferma, las contribuciones que usted va a conseguir, o sea, en sus honorarios que le van a reemplazar el Seguro Social, va a ser mucho más que lo que se estaba haciendo, lo que se pagaba antes. Así que tenemos que balancearlo, y no nos queda más que recordarles a nuestros oyentes que, sabes, es un poquito que tiene que hacer, pero está usted protegiendo a su familia. Limpiar los patios, las yardas, deshacerse de los contenedores, llantas viejas que pueden colectar agua para que los mosquitos no estén brotando y usted tenga un problema ahí. Recuerde que al final del día, si su familia, su hijo, su esposa o su esposo se enferma, entonces prevención es mejor que cura. Y si nadie se enferma, usted solo asegúrese de cerrar sus ventanas, tener su patio limpio, y si aún con todas esas medidas, si usted tiene un pabellón y se siente más seguro, meterse ahí abajo para no
protección.
Sí, para evitarse la enfermedad, ¿no? Como dijimos, es una yo nunca me he contagiado de dengue, nunca lo he agarrado, pero entiendo yo que es una enfermedad bien dolorosa. El dolor que te da fiebre y te debilita, así que especialmente en los niños tenemos que preocuparnos y tomar medidas para nuestros hijos, los bebés, porque esto puede causar problemas. Se les bajan las plaquetas a los niños, quedan bien débiles, y son medidas que tomemos y que nos van a ayudar a la prevención, y antes que nosotros agarremos o nos contagie de esta enfermedad. Y tome también en cuenta que no solo hay el dengue hemorrágico, y a veces tú nunca sabes cuál es el que cuál es el que te va a contagiar. Así que no vamos a estar ahí explorando, oh, yo me quiero enfermar ni nada. Mejor tome medidas y proteja a su familia. Y como dijimos, Fonso, esta mañana yo me levanté y yo miré diferentes cosas y tienes que agradecer. Yo como belicenia, cuando yo me levanto o yo veo tantos proyectos que se están llevando a cabo a nivel nacional, y uno no queda más que quedarse no con la boca abierta, pero por lo menos decir, pues podemos decir que sabes, esto se está llevando a cabo, este proyecto se va a llevar a cabo. Tantas carreteras que se están componiendo, se están rehabilitando, carreteras que se están pavimentando, áreas que se están desarrollando, escuelas que están ya por empezar. Y así que tenemos que ver que se están haciendo el trabajo, que día a día es algo nuevo, algo diferente, y como bien mencionas, Alfonso, creo que miré en su página del ministro Aragón, Elodio Aragón, que es Orange Walk él estaba diciendo, ¿recuerdas cuando tocamos el tema de él? Habíamos dicho que en Santa Marta se había detenido el trabajo de la rehabilitación de la carretera por el mal tiempo, y había indicado que los trabajos habían iniciado de nuevo. Así que no es un trabajo que se detiene ahí o dices, pues el proyecto termina ahí.
Ya.
Es algo que es continuo, sigue todos los días.
Dependiendo de factores que a veces no tenemos control. La lluvia es uno de esos factores que no tenemos control, en el cual si la maquinaria entra y empieza a raspar las calles, crea más problemas de lo que existen. Entonces tenemos que esperar para que el tiempo nos dé para que podamos hacer o para que se pueda hacer el trabajo.
Sí, así es, Alfonso, y más que nada, como decimos, cualquier trabajo, cualquier desarrollo trae problemas, y tenemos que estarnos en inconveniencias más que nada, porque se tiene que hacer, es trabajo que se tiene que hacer para la mejoración de esa carretera, así que va a causar inconveniencias, pero sabe que al final del día, cuando esa carretera termine, usted ya no va a tener problemas con esa carretera, porque ya va a estar rehabilitado por lo menos hasta por unos años, dependiendo que el tipo de trabajo que se hizo en su área. Y otra cosa también, habíamos tocado el tema, Alfonso, de la sequía, el problema de la sequía que bastantes cañeros, bastantes agricultores habían experimentado, y ahora la madre naturaleza, como dicen, cuando vamos de un extremo a otro, estos días ha estado lloviendo y la cosecha va a estar aún, pues se espera que mejore con las lluvias que cayeron. Incluso hasta el día de ayer en la parte norte del país estaba lloviendo bastante, así que para muchos es bendición, especialmente para los agricultores, que ya las lluvias ya se requerían, y no solamente en la parte norte. Yo sé que en otras partes del país, por Belmopan, Benque, todas esas áreas donde hay agricultores también, yo sé que le dieron la bienvenida a las lluvias, incluso, y digo de un extremo a otro porque había ciertas áreas en el cual había amenaza de inundación. Así que no nos podemos quejar. Cuando pedimos y Dios nos lo da, y nos lo da
a veces más de lo que
pedimos, sí, y no podemos ir en contra.
Si hay sol, estamos molestos. Si hay lluvia, estamos molestos.
Nos quejamos de la calor, nos quejamos del lodo por la lluvia. Así que Dios no nos puede complacer. Tenemos que
no nos va a dar más de lo que podemos, con lo que podemos. Sí,
agradecidos por lo que nos da.
Paula, otro tema, creo que este era el tema en el cual había prometido hacer un poquito de preguntas. El problema de esto de los estudiantes que están en Cuba, en el cual no se les puede enviar dinero. El problema del envío de dinero es por Western Union.
Okay.
Western Union es quien está limitando el acceso de
Envío.
el
envío.
El envío de
a Cuba.
De dinero a Cuba para los estudiantes. El señor Orestes Hernández, un representante o viceministro en las oficinas de la embajada de Cuba, nos platicó ayer sobre el problema y nos dijo que esto no es un problema no es el problema de la restricción de mandar dinero, no es algo que es impuesto por el gobierno cubano, sino es algo que Western Union como compañía ha tomado porque recibe presión de los Estados Unidos. Sabes que Western Union es una compañía americana. Entonces, porque su gobierno de ellos han puesto restricciones con ellos pasan las restricciones a sus cubanos. Operaciones o a sus outlets en otros países. En Belice aquí en nuestro país es uno. Entonces las personas no pueden mandar dinero más de $1,000 de aquí para allá, o no pueden mandar dinero más bien, porque solo se le permite mandar dinero a personas que son cubanas, de un cubano
a otro
cubano. Entonces los beliceños no le pueden mandar dinero a sus familiares. Él nos sugirió que las personas que tienen que mandar dinero, que encuentren otra manera de mandar dinero, porque ellos no pueden hacer nada con esto de los
ese orden
los embargos,
del gobierno.
Los embargos de los Estados Unidos en contra de Cuba. Entonces solo sugiere que encuentren otras maneras en cómo mandar el dinero. Tan difícil como es, pero él dice que la embajada no puede hacer nada.
Me imagino yo, porque es una compañía americana, entonces ellos están operando bajo las reglas que aplica a su país y a su gobierno, ¿no? Y si ellos reciben la orden de que no puedes, son restricciones que no puedes mandar dinero, entonces eso causaría problemas, a pesar que los beliceños que están ahí no son cubanos, no tienen nada que ver con el embargo o el problema, pero porque están estudiando ahí, entonces eso les afecta y es bastante, yo sé que las personas, los padres de familia que tienen hijos en Cuba, que a veces le mandan un dinero extra a sus hijos que tienen ahí, ya sea por cosa de emergencia o simplemente le quiere mandar un dinero extra a su hijo o a su hija que está estudiando en Cuba. Entonces ahora con estas restricciones, con esto de que Western Union ya no va a estar, ya no puedes mandar dinero a Cuba, entonces como dice Alfonso, la embajada, el señor Hernández está diciendo que los padres van a tener que buscar una forma de hacerle llegar ese dinero a sus hijos, porque ya la forma de Western Union ya no va a funcionar, por lo menos por el momento. No sabemos hasta cuándo, pero no son órdenes del gobierno cubano, sino que son órdenes fuera, que es porque tomen en cuenta que es una compañía americana.
Así es.
Así que cuando Fonso lo mencionó ayer, yo me quedé un poco sorprendida, porque incluso yo sé que hay familias que tienen hijos. Mi hermano es uno y yo tengo un sobrino que está en último año estudiando medicina en Cuba, y yo sé que
han experimentado el problema, han tenido problemas en el mando de dinero.
No han tenido, pero ahora él se dio cuenta de esta nueva orden, entonces él estaba también preocupado.
Tienen que hacer ajustes para...
Estaba preocupado porque ya no sabía qué o cómo se iba a hacer para
mandarle dinero,
el poco dinero que él siempre le manda.
Ya han encontrado
hasta ahorita no han encontrado, y como decimos, son familias que son estudiantes que están ahí. No estoy muy seguro cuánto es la cantidad, pero sé que son una buena cantidad que están ahí estudiando en Cuba y les va a afectar de una manera u otra. Y tal vez, no sé, tal vez los padres de familia se tienen que reunir y discutir abiertamente una forma, o no sé, eso es algo que ellos tienen que solucionar. Y él bien mencionó, hay bastantes que están ya enojados porque a veces su hijo le llama que necesita pagar algo que todavía su dinero no le alcanzó, aunque hizo su presupuesto. Entonces necesita una cantidad, aunque a veces no es mucho, pero esa cantidad lo saca de aprietos porque tenemos que recordar que esas personas están ahí, no están sus padres, ellos prácticamente tienen que aprender, son independientes, tienen que sobrevivir solo. Yo creo, Alfonso, tú te puedes identificar por tu hija que está estudiando en el Caribe y sí son cosas, son preocupaciones que los padres de familia, pero como dijo Alfonso, estamos aclarando que no es el gobierno cubano, porque entiendo que bastantes padres enojados están llamando en la embajada para preguntar qué es el problema o qué se puede hacer. Sí. Y entonces aclaraciones que el gobierno o la embajada de Cuba no tiene nada que ver con ello, más es una orden que Western Union consiguió porque ellos son una compañía americana, y recuérdense de las restricciones que tiene los Estados Unidos con Cuba. Es política de los dos países, el embargo que tienen, y ahora desafortunadamente a esos estudiantes que están ahí estudiando les va a estar afectando un poco, ya que están ahí y no van a poder conseguir este dinero que sus padres de familia les mandan para ellos poder sobrevivir y seguir con sus estudios ahí, ¿no? Así que tienen que reunirse, discutir, tratar de buscar una solución, y de qué manera ellos van a poder, si es que necesitan mandar dinero a su hijo o a su hija que está ahí en Cuba para que ellos puedan recibir su dinero y no estén ahí en problemas, y continúen con sus estudios. Así que eso fue ese fue lo prometiste ayer y lo cumpliste, así que ya cumplió Alfonso con ese tema del problema con envío de dinero a Cuba. Así
yo me pongo a pensar cómo es que ahora la gente cómo las personas pueden mandarle dinero a sus seres queridos, a sus hijos, hijas que están estudiando, y es algo muy difícil, ¿sabes, Pablo? Porque sabes que a veces tus hijos te mandan algún mensaje, te dicen, sabes que necesito un poquito más de dinero porque tengo tal y tal problema o lo que sea,
o proyectos.
Y ahora el problema, si tienes el dinero,
¿cómo lo vas a mandar?
Y es algo que causa angustias, porque tú quieres que siempre tus hijos estén bien y que no tengan problemas, especialmente problemas de dinero, si es que lo puedes evitar. Ahora si no tienes el dinero es doble el problema, porque no tienes el dinero y no tienes cómo mandarlo. Pero creo que creo que con un poquito de comunicación con la embajada de Cuba se puede buscar alguna manera en la cual se puede enviar el dinero para los estudiantes que están ahí, porque estar estudiando, no estás trabajando, te estás dependiendo de personas, de tus familiares, de tus papás, de tus mamás o tus tíos o lo que sea que te puedan ayudar. Y aunque te puedan ayudar, porque el problema de las restricciones que tiene los Estados Unidos con Cuba, entonces los afecta a los estudiantes, y creo que es algo muy difícil para los padres de familia.
Desafortunadamente, y es algo que desafortunado.
Que no tenemos el control.
Que no podemos hacer. Sí, nosotros como beliceños no. Hay unos de los estudiantes que están ahí estudiando, no saben ni por qué es el problema entre los dos países, pero como decimos, eso es política de los dos países, que nosotros no vamos a meternos tampoco y a venir a discutir. Ellos se saben su política y es un problema que ha existido entre ambos países por años, pero ahora esos estudiantes que están ahí, que son beliceños, están ahora, les va a afectar. Entonces es cuando uno ya más dice, pues sí, tenemos que ver que eso es una forma que los padres de familia traten de buscar una solución, o como bien dices tú, tal vez la embajada podría rendir un poco de ayuda en esa,
cómo se le puede
tal vez porque ellos tienen una idea más o menos de cómo se hacen los envíos o algo, a una posibilidad que pueda alivianar el problema, porque yo me imagino como padre de familia o como mamá, yo me pongo en puesto si mi hija estuviera en un puesto donde si ella me llama y me dice que necesita y yo tengo el dinero, y cómo lo voy a mandar si Western Union no se lo manda. Entonces esas son cosas que sí pone mucho en aprietos, no solo al estudiante que está ahí en Cuba solo, porque él está dependiendo de lo poco que le van a mandar los papás y del dinero que consigue mensualmente. Así que es algo que tienen que sentarse y ver qué sería la solución más adecuada, porque no sabemos hasta cuándo va a existir esta restricción con Western Union, a lo que se refiere con el envío de dinero a ese país, a Cuba. Alfonso, estamos a 56 minutos de finalizar.
3 minutos para las 10.
3 minutos ya. 3 minutos para las 10 y no nos queda, de mi parte, felicitar de nuevo al ministro de Educación, al ministro René Montero, por la visión que se tiene, por brindarle algo básico a nuestra generación futura, que es la educación. Y pudimos compartir con ustedes 3 proyectos que se llevaron a cabo, donde hubo la inauguración, o sea, donde se rompió la inauguración, se rompió el terreno donde el propuesto proyecto se va a llevar a cabo, y como mencionamos, son áreas donde se vio la necesidad, que hay la población, hay la cantidad de alumnos, pero no había las escuelas, y ahora este gobierno y el ministerio, los ministros, sus representantes están respondiendo, viendo donde existe la necesidad, y están cumpliendo para entregarle a ustedes y a sus hijos, más que nada, el consuelo de decir, ¿sabes qué? Mi escuela va a estar aquí, dentro de unos meses mi escuela termina y ya mi hijo no va a tener que viajar tanto, ya no va a tener esa inconveniencia de tener que tomar autobuses para llegar hasta donde tiene que ir, viajar lejos. Así que no me queda más que felicitarlo, y de nuevo felicitar al ministro Hugo Pat por la visión de las consultas que lleva a cabo, de las consultas de terreno que están llegando en varias comunidades, varias áreas, y el más recién en la aldea de Shaibé, su aldea de Alfonso, Shaibé, donde bastantes personas están tomando la oportunidad, y más que nada para arreglar sus problemas, y no solo eso, Alfonso, sino que el problema que ha existido, donde esta sobrecarga en el sistema, que todos van a Belmopan para tratar de conseguir sus documentos, sus papeles de terreno. Entonces ya las personas no tienen que viajar tan lejos, ya lo pueden hacer desde su comunidad, de su aldea, o su división, de donde el ministro y el ministerio, el departamento de terrenos, están llevando estos servicios para brindarle a usted un servicio más rápido y sin tener que ir a través de varias inconveniencias. Así que por mi parte, eso es, solamente les quiero recordar a las personas que si necesita, tiene un evento o algo, visite Vintage Salon, puede hacer su cita. Están abiertos de lunes a sábado, de 9 a 6. Tienen promoción actualmente que termina el fin de este mes, donde puede obtener un pedicure, lavado con línea, tratamiento, un secado, planchado por solamente $100. Sus citas lo puede hacer al 205-2536. Están localizados en el Airport Plaza, en la carretera Philip Coulson. Y para despertarse mejor, no hay mejor que el café de Grace, café colombiano. Hay diferentes sabores y puede tomarlo, se va a despertar feliz.
La Universidad de Belice tendrá su tercera programa de recaudar fondos para la asistencia para estudiantes. Este sábado, el 26 de octubre, en Muffles Auditorium, en Orange Rock, en donde estará Bruce Ward. Los boletos son por $50 general y $150 VIP. Entonces si quiere disfrutar, si le gusta la música de Rosie Ward y si quiere ayudar a la universidad, puede atender a esta fiesta, a este concierto de Rosie Ward. Para la mejor pizza y pasta en la ciudad de Belice, tenemos Moe's Pizza, que está localizada en Newton Barracks, en la ciudad de Belice. Si quiere combustible de cualquier tipo, puede visitar Puma Janelle's, que está localizada a 5:30 en la calle George Price. Con eso nos despedimos. Hasta mañana. Premier, llévatelo.
En armonía, juntos y unidos, una sola familia. Levantémonos y paremos fuerte.